Welcome back to eSIM Studios. My name is Taylor Bell. I wanted to do a relatively quick video, a 6-month update video on the OnePlus 15. It's hard to believe it's been out for 6 months. It seems like it just came out, but I feel like for the most part, it got some good and bad reviews, reception when it was first launched. I felt it was unwarranted negative reviews, especially when it comes to the camera department. But it's had 6 months of software updates. It's had 6 months of refinements, camera optimization, software optimizations, and I feel like it's still the best Android phone Americans can buy. Quite honestly, I've had my main SIM in there for a few days now, and it just reminds me, why didn't I put my SIM card back in there sooner? Because after using it for a few days, it's just better than the S26 Ultra. Sorry, it just is. But I'm going to let you know right now, I'm shooting on the OnePlus 15, 4K, 30 frames per second. I do have HDR on. Now, I'm going to cut away. We are going to get into a quick camera and video review. I ran some errands today and pulled over, filmed some, and got some good shots with different views, different angles, different lenses, still photos, videos, nothing crazy long, just a minute or two on each camera, on each lens. But I feel it's pretty freaking good. And I just wanted to do a quick 6-month update. So I'll finish up with my thoughts on the back end after the photos and videos. But we are going to cut away to that at the moment. And then when we're done with that, like I said, I'll finish my thoughts on the OnePlus 15 and where it stands in the mobile tech world, in the phone sector, after we get done with that. So enjoy the camera and video section, and I'll see you back here in just a minute. All right, so check this out. We're shooting an HDR 4K 30 frames per second from the front-facing selfie camera on the OnePlus 15. Now, OnePlus 15 got right about 6 months of life out of this thing. 6 months worth of updates, 6 months worth of optimizations, camera optimizations may I add. So we're giving this thing another little quick test just to see what it looks like. Now again, this is HDR on. Should be a difference with colors, contrast, and what this front-facing sensor can do. It's a 32 megapixel front-facing selfie camera, so it's a pretty good shooter. It has pretty good performance, but sun's right above. It is a bright day. It's hot as hell out here already. Still in May. 2x. 1x. No external mic, just on device mic. 0.8. Wide angle. 1x. Now this is with HDR off. 4K, 30 frames per second, front-facing selfie camera. Get you the color difference here, making sure nobody's walking up on me in this back alley. It's my little spot to go shoot. Got a T-Mobile tower right up here. That's where I do my network testing with this tower. Now let's turn this around. Now we're at 1x. X 3.5 7. We're gonna zoom this out and see how far it'll go. Okay, we're at 1x. 2x. Let's zoom in on that house over there. 3.5. 7. Let's go to 10. Let's go to 18. Again, we're at 4K 30. HDR off. All the way out to 0.6. Chuck Norris. Another cool feature on the OnePlus 15, the dual recording mode, which is similar to Samsung's, and they split it up. They divide the screen. You can choose different options as far as how you want to split the screen up, but obviously you got a dual video recording from the front-facing selfie camera and the rear camera as well. I like this, although I don't ever shoot in it a lot. I do like this though, especially if you want to describe something that's in front of you while you're recording. This is perfect. Kind of like this Chuck Norris portrait here, right? R.I.P. Chuck. Pretty cool. I was out here one time and some kids rolled up on me. They didn't jump me or anything or rob me, but you know, we are down here in Texas. It's like the wild, wild west down here. So, you know, you got to keep protection for just those cases. But out here, out at night, it's a little sketchy. I'm not gonna lie. You got bombs living back there. Now, I'm shooting on the OnePlus 15 indoors, still 4K, 30 frames per second, but now I do have an external microphone attached. Just get to hear what it sounds like look, if you're going to be shooting content on here, adding a microphone does wonders, and this is exactly what it sounds like. You got to hear what it sounds like with no microphone outside, with the environment all around. Now I have a clean, quiet environment, but definitely been enjoying the OnePlus 15. It is a device I think anybody and everybody would actually love to use. If you've never used a OnePlus device, it's phenomenal. It's fast, it's fluid. Cameras are pretty freaking good. Better than the S26 Ultra in my opinion. Are they the very best? No, but we all know that, right? They're doable. They should please and satisfy most everybody that uses the device. It does get updates. I know OnePlus is still, they're slowly backing out of the market, the US market, but don't let that scare you, right? I'm not gonna lie, it scared me when I first heard the news a few months ago, but the more I use the phone, the more I don't want to let it go. I actually sold my device, my very first OnePlus 15, when the news came out that OnePlus was taking a step back from the global market. I actually sold mine. I freaked out a little bit, a little too fast. And then after I got rid of it, I was like, man, I really missed that phone. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go grab me another one because it's just too good, right? It's probably the best Android phone that was released in 2025. Even though it was released towards the end of 2025, it has top-notch specs even in May of 2026. It's going to have top-notch specs until the end of 2026 when the next generation of CPUs and phones come out. So it's a great device that'll last you for years to come. It's still getting security updates. It's still getting software updates, and everything works great. So there's no reason not to enjoy it. There's no reason not to get one. If you're on the fence and you're kind of unsure, look, here in America, you really don't have that many options. The options are getting smaller day by day, week by week, month by month. Let's be honest. So in America, I'm not talking about where you can go on eBay and buy whatever phone you want, right? I'm talking about in America, buying a phone from the official manufacturer. Of course, you can go to Apple and get you a phone. You can go to Google website, get you a phone. You can go to Samsung's website, get you a phone. And Motorola, right? Now, the Motorola lacks flagship status devices in America. That's going to change with the foldable, the Razr Fold, but that's $1,800. But that's about it. Like, you either get the iPhone, which sucks. Who wants to use an iPhone? But then if you just want to stick to Android like myself, that leaves you with very few options. Google and Samsung, and that's it. Now the Pixel, after 200 charging cycles, the device cuts its charging speeds in half. That's correct. If you don't know that, we have done numerous videos on this. After 200 charging cycles, which is essentially 6 months, right? If you charge one cycle per day, charging speeds cut in half. My Pixel 10 Pro that's in the drawer, well, over there, it takes almost 2 hours to charge, and the battery life sucks. It's not even worth using anymore. So if Pixel's going to continue that, is that really an option? And then Samsung, S26 Ultra, whoop-de-frickin-do. Overrated, and they don't even put in the best specs in there. Honestly, the OnePlus 15 has better specs on paper. It is a better device as well. And like I said, I think the camera is a little better on the OnePlus 15. So doesn't really leave you with many options. If I'm missing something, let me know. I can't think of, am I missing anything? Pixel, Samsung, iPhone, Motorola. But again, that's the foldable. The Signature is a flagship phone, but again, you can't go on Motorola's website here in America and buy one. You got to go to eBay. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just buying from the manufacturer. So OnePlus, you can still go to their website and buy it. And buy the OnePlus 15. You can find them on eBay. You can find them on Facebook Marketplace. You can find them on OfferUp. It is great. Service works wonderful with my T-Mobile service. In fact, it works with any United States carrier. Verizon. Nothing. I forgot about Nothing. But do they have a flagship phone? I'm talking about premium Android devices. Yeah, there's really not many out there. So, So it's actually the very best option when it comes to Android lovers out there that are in America, right? It's just, it fills all the boxes for me as an Android user. It even has a embedded video editor in there. I don't have to download CapCut. I can edit videos right on device. Samsung's got kind of something similar, but it's essentially all you can do is cut and paste, and that's it. OnePlus's video editor is a little more intuitive, not as intuitive as like CapCut or stuff like that, but for what I use it for, hey, I can do everything on the OnePlus 15. I don't even have to download anything. It'll play any game you want. The last 2 days, 2-day battery life. How do you beat that? Charges in 20-something minutes. How do you beat that? Cameras, better than the S26 Ultra. It's a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer. It'll be a collectible. Since they're not releasing any more flagship devices in the United States, I think, and look, their aftermarket retail value for used devices is really solid. It has not declined, and I think that's typical for a lot of used devices. If you go out there, look, maybe you haven't been in the market for a new used phone, but just do me a favor, all you got to do is spend a minute or two, get on Swappa, go look at prices. Type in the flagships that I mentioned, iPhone 17 Pro Max, Pixel 10 Pro XL, OnePlus 15, S26 Ultra, see how those prices have not really come down. Now, I think some of that is due to the economy. Well, I think a large part of that is due to the economy the way it is. Anyways, I think it's a no-brainer if you want a new used phone, or maybe you want to buy one brand new. Be my guest. Now, Best Buy took them out of their stores. You can still buy it online, but those days are probably numbered. Your best bet is to either get it on OnePlus's website, go to the Best Buy website, and or find Facebook Marketplace, Swappa, even eBay to go grab you one. But I don't think you're going to be disappointed if you have not given it a try. If you have not even tried OnePlus, give it a try. I promise you, you're probably going to like it. The operating system is, I was going to say second to none, but it's right up there with One UI. As far as customizations, things you can do. In fact, there's a lot of things on Oxygen OS that I can't get. Well, I guess I can. I'm going to have to download a third-party application for the S26 Ultra. But there's a lot of things, right? Just like that little dynamic island, like how iPhone has a little pop-up bubble that's built into the operating system of the OnePlus 15. You don't have to download any third-party apps like you would have to do on the S26 Ultra. It's a no-brainer. It's a phenomenal device. And I don't want to keep on repeating myself, but I think you get the message. If you can find a OnePlus 15 at a really good price, I think you need to jump on it. I think average price right now is about $750. Now that's for the 12 gig 256 model. And obviously if you bump up to the 16 gig 512 model, price is going to be a little higher, right around $900, something like that. Now, there's one thing before we get out of here. If you are looking for the OnePlus 15 used, there is a difference between the 12 gig 256 and 16 gig 512, because on the 16 gig 512, they actually use the very latest and greatest LP DDR5X something. It's like 5XI or 5XR. It's even better than the LP DDR5X that comes standard on the OnePlus 15 on the 12 gig 256. They even put the latest and greatest RAM, mobile RAM, that is in the upgraded storage variant. And I apologize, I normally memorize these things off the top of my head. It's just I've been online working on websites and had all sorts of numbers running through my head all day, so I do apologize. But just to let you know, the upgraded model does have a little tiny bit better performance. Maybe get you a few extra points on the benchmark scores, but just the device by itself, even the 12 gig 256 model is perfectly fine. I think anybody would love it, and I think you would love it for a while, quite honestly. It's better than the S26 Ultra. It's better than the Pixel 10 Pro XL. It's better than the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I think it's the best Android phone, at least in America, that we can get our hands on. We all know, as I mentioned, you can grab an Oppo, not on their website, but on eBay, right? Giztop. You can buy all those Chinese phones elsewhere, but I'm talking about buying it from a manufacturer from the United States. I think the OnePlus 15 is the very best phone in America. Now, let me know what you think. Am I crazy? I don't think I am. When you hear that statement, especially when I just said it, I'm like, damn, am I overstating this? And then I'm literally just thinking about it right now. I'm like, honestly, I don't think so. I mean, what is it? I was going to say Samsung, the S26 Ultra has Samsung DeX. Now, OnePlus I was just going through their suite of connectivity when it comes to Windows and stuff. And look, maybe Samsung has an edge on the OnePlus 15 with Samsung DeX, but are you? I mean, Samsung DeX is cool, but are you going to let that be the determining factor if you get the phone or not? It shouldn't be, because you're going to be missing out on a lot of cool stuff. Go get you a cheap Samsung tablet if you want Samsung DeX. Go get you a S22 or 23 if you want Samsung DeX for a couple $100. Don't let that be the determining factor, because the OnePlus 15 is just that much better than the S26 Ultra. So let me know what you think. I'm going to get out of here. I do appreciate the time. Peace out.